Hey, what's up, party people? Welcome to a late but still somehow on time Honest Trailer commentaries for The Boys. That's right, The Boys are back in town. It's me, it's Lon, and joining us at the desk, expert movie analyst and television aficionado, Taco! Hi, Taco!
Taco the dog,
Hey!
He's excited to be here, but not really. He's very nervous.
Very nervous, so we'll keep it mellow, even though this is not a show that is chill. At all.
No, the boys,
Yeah.
they're very in our face. That's why he's so nervous.
They're so
Who knows
in your
what
face.
Homelander's going to do?
They have so much attitude. So we're going to be talking about that. Seasons 2 and 3, we'll watch the Honest Trailer together. We've got a Q&A, so put those in the chat if you have any questions. We also have deleted scenes, I think, maybe. And then we can tease you with next week's Honest Trailer, which is a lot fresher in my memory. But let's go back to The Boys, Season 2 and Season 3.
On delay. Let's get on the boys.
I don't have a ton to say about it beyond I like this show. I think it's like it fell in into a time tunnel in 2006 and then like popped out in the 2020s, which is actually refreshing now because things have kind of been glossed into a Marvel DC sheen, and this is something different. It's a little bit it's got a little bit smarter writing going on than either a traditional superhero show or even the other attempts at superhero satire.
It is. I think it's almost too smart in some ways. Like I feel like sometimes I feel like the show has so much on its mind and it's trying to do so much that's interesting and social commentary that it's kind of two shows in one, that you kind of then feel yourself pulled back into like, well, we better drive a boat through a whale, or we better go to a superhero orgy, or they're like, well, that's what the people want to see is the edgelord stuff, and so it really kind of feels schizophrenic at sometimes. Like there's this really smart, thoughtful show about celebrity culture and media, and even like creeping fascism and all sorts of relevant stuff about America in 2023, and then there's this kind of dopey, repetitive show about like, what if everything was like in your face, bro?
Well, it's funny because
it's always a great match.
Yeah, the smartest stuff is happening on the superhero side and Vought, and the dumbest stuff is happening with the boys.
Yes,
like they're just getting covered in spew and chunks, and they're in the cartoon world, and the superheroes are in the real world.
Right, and I'm not saying I'm anti all of that.
You like getting covered in chunks?
Sometimes people get covered in chunks, and it's funny. Like I think they do that kind of edgelord humor as well as anybody is doing it. It's just, it feels like a little bit of an odd mix sometimes with the more serious, not serious because it's all funny, but like the more thoughtful.
I think you have to be a little
stuff.
Smarter, Lon, to get it. It's kind of like a Rick and Morty and me who gets it.
Right.
You have to be just smarter.
You just have to kind of get that Homelander's the good guy, and that's who we should be rooting for.
And Rick, yeah. All right, that's your intro. Let's watch the Honest Trailer for The Boys, Season 2 and 3, so Taco can take a nice nap.
Yeah. He's already feeling better.
Look at that tail. Look at that tail. Let that go.
Look at that tail.
Woo.
In a world overrun with nerd content, Amazon has perfected their own take on the genre. Blood,
Real f***ing original.
and spooge. See, this is what Rings of Power was missing.
I was when he saw me there.
You was
The Boys, seasons 2 and 3.
How
Pause.
dare we?
She's got a husband.
Yeah.
Elves. I can't say now because I don't want this to also get demonetized like the Honest Trailer, but or age restricted at least.
Yeah.
But elves get down.
Elves do it. I mean,
Yeah.
I have to. Like, that's Tolkien. Elves
Like
do it.
in a very like stately Enya video kind of way.
Right, yeah.
a lot of
I believe
a lot of
there's
flowing fabrics.
There's
and
a
stuff.
whole Tolkien supplement called "Elves Do It." Yeah.
Elves do it. I like Amazon's niche that they've carved out. At least I like The Boys. Vox Machina is fine. I'm not a D&D guy, and then I really like Invincible. So that's something.
Yeah.
They've got an identity. I don't know how sustainable it is to always be like the metaverse.
Yeah, and I mean, like, there's so many, because Netflix has tried to do that too. What was that one? Jupiter's whatever Rainbow Crown or whatever it was called.
The Mark Miller verse.
Yeah, there's like everybody's trying to get into like meta takes on superheroes because that's why it's so in right now. But yeah, I think Amazon has like the two best examples so far.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
No, good for them.
Well done, Bezos.
Bezos' make me a Game of Thrones. Maybe didn't work out as well, but make me a weird meta take on superheroes. That dictate it went through.
$250 million well spent. We'll see at season 5 if Rings of Power paid off.
Listen, I liked it more than most.
It's
people.
Fine.
You gotta know those books. I don't know why they did it that way. It appeals to me who does know those books.
Wow.
But I feel like the vast majority of viewers who probably know that story mostly through the movies, they're totally lost. Like I don't get why you do.
I'm tempted to launch into Rings of Power talk, but we're here for the boys. So let's talk. Let's watch the boys.
Do the boys.
Join back up with the All-Books Government Murder Squad, known as the Boys. They're the good guys. Huey is still doing the will they won't they did who cares thing with Starlight, while he crafts a new alter ego as Captain Save-A-Ho.
Let me save you for once.
I can finally save you for once. I saved you, Annie. All I want is to save you.
Butcher is still finding fun new ways to lose friends and alienate people. But who will come to learn is secretly a father with the heart of gold, and it's gone.
Maybe I don't want to look at you.
And tagging along are the other ones, Frenchie, Mother's Milk, and Kimiko, who hang out in the background doing drugs until we can all get back to the fun parts.
Frenchie, are you high?
Well, that goes without saying.
Pause.
They're here to take down Homelander.
They're not bad side characters. I just if Butcher's not on camera, I say, where's Butcher? And if Homelander's not on camera, I say, where's Homelander? I know they have to build other things into the show and build anticipation, but I never found of any of their little side quests that they give them, they're not as compelling. They're just not.
I feel like it's a little bit of the doing 2 seasons in a row. I think really highlighted this, that it's kind of they're constantly going back to square one. These characters don't necessarily move forward. It's like every season is, well, here's where they're at this season, and then it kind of resolves, and then the next season is well, here's where they're at this season, and it's similar.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like Frenchie really wants human connection, but he's getting messed up on drugs. Or Mother's Milk, he loves his family. He's got to get back to his family. He loves his family. Oh, he's got to leave his family. You're just on these sort of tracks.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they do a great job necessarily. And I mean, I get that because it's a comic book, and you got to return them to square one so they can investigate the next superhero thing.
Sure.
I just, it's one of those ongoing TV show kind of things that most shows never do figure out. Even Sopranos on some level is well, who's back in town that Tony's going to need to square off with this season?
Sure,
and it's
sure.
There's a little bit of that. I think it's especially noticeable with Frenchie, Mother's Milk, Kimiko, because it's a little bit they're kind of the same over and over pattern.
Mother's Milk's trying to tell us something. He's telling a T-shirt story because he has a different 90s to early 2000s hip-hop T-shirt on every single scene.
That's true.
But then he also has it wasn't Condoleezza Rice, but he has like a big Barack Obama poster and stuff like that. I don't know. There's something there. He's trying to tell a story through props.
He's doing a lot of
prop work.
But I agree, and I mean, because it's a bustling show too. There's a lot. You've got Huey and Starlight, and they're kind of your main ways in, but you've got all of the Vought people. We're following the entire 7. We're following a lot of the Ashley and whoever Stan,
the CEO,
Stan Fring,
and
Edgar,
his daughter,
Gus, all that stuff, and it's I think there's so many characters to keep up with it. Yeah, it's inevitable that a few of them get the kind of short shrift every season.
I mean, maybe I haven't read the comics, so no spoilers, but you can get some new boys in there. Of the boys' crew, Mother's Milk, he's all right, he's good, and then Kimiko and Frenchie, they go off and sail away together.
Right, and I feel like they're kind of always tempted to do that, but then they we got to bring them around for next season. We don't want to write them out completely, because that's what I mean. You're in these stories where it's always yo, I can't do this anymore. I got to go be with my family. And they're great, okay.
You think you can go on and off on by your own without me?
Right, but then
Butcher.
2 episodes later, he's back, it's never, they're never gone for good.
I think you're a right knob for leaving, but I'll have you back.
It's not bad.
Yeah, thank you.
You're working.
I'm workshopping it live. All right, let's keep going.
A terrifying
Billy, you
combo
fucking know.
of Zack Snyder's Superman
When I say fucking
and
play.
Zack Snyder's Superman fans
I'm better. I am better.
as he shows off his awesome powers of comparing himself to damn near anybody.
Dr. Martin Luther King. He was persecuted, spoke truth to power, just like me. The mountain to Muhammad, as it were. I know exactly how he must have felt. Jesus.
And the scariest set of on-screen jaws since the Shark movie.
A lot of jaw clenching.
Lots, yeah. That's definitely an Anthony Starr go-to.
I hope they gave him some gum or like a retainer. He's gonna hurt himself.
They write this scenario so much of like, and then a person says something to Homelander that's a bit sassy. Like they give him so many setups.
He can't handle
to
it.
just fume at people.
He's trying to keep it in. Ugh. Great jaw work.
Yeah.
Soar back to season 2, when the writers thought, maybe we were being too subtle, and put a literal Nazi on the show.
Heinrich Himmler. He was
This is
a
probably
lovely
what got us
man,
age-gated.
and that's Goebbels.
Enters
Nazi talk?
Stormfront.
Just Nazis?
This Rule
I
34
guess.
Hitler
General
has
Nazi
terrifying powers.
Rule 34 Hitler?
Like
Yeah, maybe.
lightning,
Maybe she's a Nazi.
racism,
Can't not say
Yeah,
it.
we're
He
not
is
being
pretty smart,
euphemistic
especially
for
his
once.
kind.
and being a woman in her 80s who can actually use social media.
When you see it on your uncle's Facebook page, then you know it's working.
How? Her hate-based evil will combine with CEO Stan Edgar's more numbers-based evil
It's not ruthless. It's prices per share. That's all.
as Giancarlo Esposito's master plan nears its completion. Play every calculating schemer on television and animation and video games.
He's just so good at it, though.
Very
Up the
calculating.
stakes for season 3, when the writer said, are we still being too subtle? And whipped out the Star-Spangled Go, featuring Hero-gasm, an episode about a super orgy that's the least sexy part of a show where the D pumps an octopus.
Maybe that.
shoots had a workout, huh?
Yeah, I feel like
Looks like
that
the
might have
Lincoln
been
Tunnel.
it.
The reveal of Black Noir as this regular black guy. No spoilers, but not quite the same effect as the comic reveal. I did like his happy tree friends, though.
We are so proud of you.
So pause.
Yeah, what's the comic review?
Kevin told me that it's great, our editor, but I didn't look it up because I would like to be surprised. And I don't spoil it for anyone, but if you're interested, I guess that's very different from who Black Noir is in the comics, and it was a little bit of a letdown because it's a very cool uncovering when it finally happens.
Oh, I wonder why they wouldn't have done it if it's cool.
Maybe they got other plans. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But he's dead now, right? He died in season 3.
well, yeah, but it's totally different in the comics. So who knows? Maybe he's a
they've got,
clone.
like, a
Maybe he's coming back,
okay,
or
all
I have
right,
no
all
idea.
right. It's like a Lady Stoneheart thing. They just like went their own way entirely.
I don't know. Do your own research. That's the honest truth of commentary's motto. All right.
But not about this. Just about vaccines.
Yes. And now we're demonetized. All right, keep going.
Whole arc devoted to newcomer and oldcomer, Soldier Boy. He may have been Winter Soldiered in a Russian prison for decades, but when the boys bust him out, we'll meet Captain Actual America.
Hands off the shield.
He's yet another a-hole in a show that's full of them, but he's the only chance we've got to take down Homelander. Unless anyone's got a cell phone handy.
You're gonna leave me and Elena alone, or I release this.
I'm in the 7.
Wonderful. What? You're not supposed to record us when we're running lines? Get rid of it now.
Dive into the characters' emotional backstories to learn what drives their dysfunction. Huey finally gets over his daddy issues,
He wasn't weak. I just didn't know what strength was.
while his boss, Victoria, must deal with her daddy issues.
You're not his daughter. You're his weapon.
And Butcher must confront his daddy issues,
Snowy little
while Mother's Milk confronts his daddy issues.
You could close the book on him once and for all, for you're dead.
And Frenchie confronts his daddy issues.
Before William Butcher, it was me. Before me, it was your daddy.
As Soldier Boy confronts his daddy issues.
He said it was a disappointment. Not good enough to carry his name.
While Homelander works through his mommy issues by replacing them with brand new daddy issues, just so we're all on the same page here.
Did you know that I had a father out there alive this whole time?
So pause. Yeah, I feel like they did this back in season 1, or it's a move that they found they liked and stuck with, which is they have a family reveal where you think, oh, they're such a piece of shit. They don't care about anyone. Oh, they've got a daughter. Yeah. Like, oh my God, that changes everything.
That's the go-to.
That is the go-to for season 1.
I feel like when the guy who created your show is also the guy who created Supernatural, that's when you get a lot of that move.
Got it. Okay, I didn't realize that.
Eric Kripke. That's why Jensen's
in there.
Soldier Boy. Yeah.
That's funny. Wow. So I was watching an interview with Jensen Ackles, who was like, he did the Hollywood 6 months of hard exercise and eating well to become Soldier Boy, and he showed up on set, and Anthony Starr's like, just have him put the muscles in the suit, dude. I'm not in great shape. Like you could just build it into the costume now.
Yeah, that's true. Like Anthony Starr in Cobweb is just like regular dad. He's not like Homelander.
No, this is all fake. So he got kumailed.
I guess if you're shooting like a show, like you can't do that like constantly. Like the movies is like, all right, I'll take 6 months.
Right.
Really, like
no, you can't stay.
Every season of TV, you'd have to just be that way for years.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You got to time your cycles or whatever. Or your protein powder cycles.
You got to time your cauliflower injections.
Time your brown rice and chicken injections. Good times. All right, keep going. Oh, I should also pause to say, if we can keep this show going for 3.5, 4 more minutes, we're all going to hear the beep. We're all going to get the beep.
We're going to turn into zombies.
Yeah, you're going to see us. We've all been
on camera.
I got vaccinated last week for the 100th time, so I'm definitely going zombie mode.
No wonder my period started sitting next to you just now. That's why. Now we understand.
I can't wait. All right. Press play.
So suit up for the show that's a little too smart for juvenile edgelords, but a little too dumb and gross to recommend to anyone without internet brain poisoning.
Get to the prostate.
In this universe that's become
that
the
was
very
gross.
Thing it seems to
really
hate, a successful superhero franchise beloved by all.
Also, pause.
Made possible.
Since we're already demonetized, I didn't know you could get to the prostate through the pee hole. I guess if you.
It's like you could get anywhere from anywhere.
Okay.
Like it's like you could There's a road. There's
a road.
You can find it.
There's an off ramp.
Yeah.
Okay, just checking. Anyways, keep going.
An evil corporation. Starring The Flash, Urban Legend, Memelander, Soldier Boy Kill'em.
Woo!
That boy ain't right.
The Lumineers, Leon the Unprofessional, the Strong Silent Type, Thor-chan, Call Me Maybe, Track Live Splatter.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
The Dark Knight, Doc Ock, Gus Fringe Science.
I love
and
Joe
Disney's
Biden.
PR team.
Was that it? Wait, pause.
Yeah.
We all got beeped, right? Do you guys all hear it?
That was mine.
That was yours?
Yeah, I got it.
Wow. Crazy,
I'm
man.
a zombie now.
That's wild. I didn't even notice the difference.
That's why I had to bring Taco today in case everybody turned into a zombie.
Go get help, Taco. Get help.
Yeah, he was going to save us.
All right, well, that was uneventful. Shocking.
I can't believe it didn't trigger everyone's autoimmune response.
It'd be really funny if that happens in like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
All right, keep
With
playing.
the Planet of the Caves. The show is good, but the Japanese dub is way better.
How did you discover this?
I recommended videos on YouTube. Yeah. Oh my God, it's happening again!
I got mine first.
Okay.
Yeah, I got mine before you.
Sweet. Well, so now I'm getting triggered. Okay, great.
Wait, who's your carrier?
Verizon?
Oh, I'm on AT&T. Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna know about the missile first,
yeah, AT&T
or the
we pay an extra $2.99 a month. For
I'm phase 2. Okay, well, there you go. Glad we could experience that live together. That's are we done with that? We have outtakes,
outtakes.
With the trailer. Yeah, let's watch the outtakes now.
The Boys, seasons 2 and 3. Enjoy the show that feels straight out of the naughty oddies.
One about us, The Spice Girls, right?
That's even getting its own Van Wilder college spin-off in this ultra-cynical look at our culture's media landscape.
Love triangles? They generate a 47% surge in trending topics on social platforms.
Political environment.
Black Lives Matter! Walk away. All lives matter.
And really just anything you could throw a cuss at.
Buy their toys and drinking their energy drinks and going to see their movie.
That's grown from season 1's What If Superheroes Were Bad to just what if everything was
you and Homelander and Vought. I'm done. I'm done.
Okay, so no point in trying anymore. Cool. Starring Hugh Jass, Grudge Dread, American Horror Story, Supernatural, Flight Supremacist, Prime Amazon, Victoria's Secrets. We Could Beat Heroes.
That's good.
The Boys, 18 to 35 target demographic. Do you think Amazon had to pay for that product placement? Do you think State Farm had to pay or else they get product placement at the Cutie Style Girl pageant?
Right? It was like the Little Miss Hero. It's like how messed up that is. And it was like, brought to you by State Farm.
That's all. It doesn't matter.
They
as
don't
long
care.
as they get in, it does, yeah.
We're in The Boys.
Yeah, right. It doesn't matter. Context. What's that?
All right. Y'all have had some good questions coming in, so let's hit these. Evan's wondering, because I have not, what do you guys think of Gen V so far?
I haven't seen it yet.
All right,
I
neither
really
have I.
wanted to, but I got sucked into that Netflix Castlevania cartoon.
Oh, okay, cool.
Sorry.
All right. Arthur asks, if The Boys are a take on superheroes, what other part of our daily lives deserves to have a boys treatment? Like a big satire waiting to happen.
Oh.
I thought it would be gaming, and I hear that Mythic Quest is really good.
Yeah, Mythic
I should
Quest,
watch
but
Mythic
it's
Quest.
It's good, but it's more like a workplace comedy series than like a satire of gaming.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
It's like you get inside stuff about the gaming industry a little bit, but I wouldn't say that's the focus.
Okay. I mean, maybe like the corporate world in general.
Yeah.
Was it Better Off Ted or something like that?
There was also corporate on Comedy Central,
Corporate,
which is
yeah.
really good.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
they tried.
There is from the guy, I forget what it's called, but the guys who made American Vandal did a show for Paramount Plus where it was like specifically about like esports. It was like an esports team.
Yeah.
And I feel like that would have been good, but I didn't see it.
All right. Well, there you go. Let's check those out.
Yeah.
Too many things. Let's see. Well, that's a Rings of Power question. We'll save that.
We're gonna do Rings of Power. It was such a huge hit. I'm sure we'll do it eventually.
James asks, which universe would you rather live in, The Boys or Invincible? I don't want to live anywhere with superheroes. That gets glossed over a lot.
I will say, I feel like Invincible, like very chaotic universe. It's like a Grand Theft Auto superhero universe. The chances of you as just a random bystander getting killed there, plentiful.
Yeah.
Like The Boys, it does happen, but I feel like it's rarer.
I mean, I know, The Boys, like the heroes are the villains too, but there aren't, like, it's a huge deal when there's a supervillain.
Right.
It's like, holy crap.
It's more like our world, but with like celebrities or superheroes instead. I feel like you're just, as a random civilian, you're a lot safer in The Boys verse.
Yeah. Evan asks, in the comics, the Supes caused the damage and death of 9/11. What are the odds that gets into the show?
I mean,
They could, but
I'm gonna go ahead and say just logic based. It's taking place in it's not a period.
But it could be a flashback of something
I guess,
that they
honestly,
Homelander did.
at this point,
Yeah.
I could see them doing that. Like, you could say an evil superhero caused 9/11 in flashback. And, like, maybe you wouldn't show them flying into the towers very viscerally, but like like it's a joke or as an aside, Americans aren't that into it anymore. You could get away with it.
And then finally, Matan asks, what are the chances that Rings of Power is the reason that the viewership on streaming that WJ will get will be under NDA? Amazon does not want to admit no one saw it.
I don't think it's that show, but that is why. I mean, like the reason that the streaming platforms don't want to be transparent overall is because they don't want their investors to see
how few people are watching these.
Well, I think what we've seen is there are they're undeniably like big streaming hits. Like we know that there are shows that like Suits this summer. Like everybody watched it. Nielsen has confirmed there's data. So I feel like the answer isn't no one's watching anything on streaming. It's that all the views are collected in like the top 10 or 15 things on every platform.
If that.
Right. And everything else isn't getting watched. And that's what they don't want to admit, that they blew billions of dollars on these deep content libraries. And then everybody on Disney Plus is watching like the same 4 Pixar
episodes of Bluey. Yeah.
Right. And Bluey. Yeah, exactly. And right. So it's like that's the it's not nobody's watching. It's all the views are collected into just a few shows.
Yeah. And I would not be surprised if Rings of Power had high viewership for an Amazon original, but if you take like view per dollar spent, it's probably not looking so good.
That's exactly what it is. It's not that nobody's watching. It's that compared to they needed it to be a Game of Thrones level cultural juggernaut.
Yeah.
To make up for that expense.
And it's like a Fleabag that costs $250 million.
And it's not at all. It's just like a blip, and it's like one of those shows people like, and then they move on to the next show. And like you can't spend $100 million per episode on Mayor of Kingstown. You can.
I could.
There's just no excuse for that.
Who's in that show? God,
Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy, I was gonna say,
I really like Mayor of
It's
Kingstown.
good. That's a good one.
It's good.
Anyways, watch Mayor of Kingstown.
Paramount Plus got renewed, coming back for season 3.
That's your clue for next week. No, that's not. That's not a clue at all.
That's a bad clue for next week.
I said. Maybe you should
you,
go watch Blue's Clues, and that'll
I told you to on delay. That was our clue for next week.
There you go. That's your clue for next week. We'll be back to Tuesday, I think.
Yes.
We'll be right.
This was just because I had to be here with this guy.
This is a doggy daycare now. But hope you'll join us next week right here on Honest Trailer Commentaries. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.